Hello and welcome to the latest installment of New Arrivals at Princeton Record Exchange. It is a balmy late July 2013 evening and today we're featuring a great jazz collection of approximately 2,000 pieces. This video will be highlighting its rarer portion, those over $25, about half 75 records of the avant-garde spiritual free jazz and about half the more modal modern. This collection actually very nicely dovetails the collection we got about a month ago. It's funny how that works. For instance, this is the second Albert Ayler trio, Spiritual Unity, that we've seen come through in a month. Very, very rare. The ESP records in general, the moody men who play the new music, they don't call it jazz. Well, we do, and we love it, but it's certainly not for everybody. This particular first edition with the red lettering also comes with a very nifty book by Paul Haynes that we've never seen before. In fact, of the ESP records, one of the preeminent labels in the avant world, we have 20. Pharoah Sanders, Pharoah, Heliocentric World of Sun Ra, Carl Berger, Albert Ayler Bells, a very fascinating record, one-sided. This particular one, first pressing, clear vinyl. The legend has it the producer was so freaked out making the music, he fled the studio, so they didn't record the other side. I assume that's apocryphal, but you never know. The inimitable Patty Waters, with her interesting vocal stylings that you've never heard of. Frank Wright, some Got Their Barbieri, before he sort of went Latin. More Frank Wright, Sonny Simmons, Byron Allen, New York Art Quartet with all sorts of fantastic people. Roswell Rudd, Milford Graves, Leroy Jones, Marion Brown, Bob James, the very, very exploratory Bob James of Taxi theme fame, you might remember. Very different record here. Gunther Hampel, Burton Green, Zitro, never saw this one before. Giuseppe Logan. Really a neat bunch of stuff. Lowell Coxhill, quite a bit of Lowell Coxhill, one of the eccentric British folk out there. This particular record comes with a wonderful full-size poster, Welfare State, this particular title is called. I played with street musicians on this one. Very, very fascinating guy who made quite a bit of records. Just flip through some more. I'm losing my voice, so I won't talk too much in this video. Albert Ayler again. Joseph Jorman, and neat promo little fact sheet on Joseph Jorman for all those who want to learn. Delmark Records, Roscoe Mitchell also with the fact sheet coming with that. Sun Ra, Volume 2, Heliocentric Worlds. Anthony Braxton. One of my favorite of the spiritual jazz records, M2Me Rebirth Cycle. Very rare on 3rd Street. We hardly ever see this. Some nice Don Cherry. Some interesting George Russell. It's kind of all over the place for years. Very experimental. We have some great imports. In fact, there's a ton of imports in this collection. There's a lot of German ECMs. Those are be lower price. You're not going to see them here. Horo, other Italian, Futura, out of Paris. Just a really interesting bunch of stuff. Sun Ra, Cosmo's Sun Connection on Recommended, the British version, I think, of MSP in America. Ornette Coleman, can never go wrong. Some of these titles might look familiar. In fact, they do mirror, as I said, quite nicely the collection we got last month. But new copies, sometimes you'll see two of a bizarre thing in 1 month. Just how it works. We might not see it again for a couple of years. Yusef Lateef, one of my favorites. This is very interesting. Keith Tippett, a hard guy to categorize. It's prog jazz, I guess you might want to call it. This particular record produced by Robert Fripp of King Crimson and other fame, of course. Globe Unity Orchestra, wonderful stuff. Damu Murmao, one of my favorites. My favorite cover of the bunch, Wolfgang Donner, Output. You can see it there, and man in the back, arm coming through. Very creative. The music is as well, of course. Some more George Russell imports. Art Ensemble of Chicago. Kabalaba. I just love saying that. Kabalaba. Some Cecil Taylor, Rashid Ali. That's a Futura label that I mentioned. We've never seen these before. We actually have 4, I think, of Futura labels that have come through. A few of you sharp-eyed fans might have noticed some of these have been out in stock for a week or so. We are so jammed full of stuff, we're trying to get it all out, but we really did a concerted push, and the bulk of the rares now is going out today. Sun Ra picture disc, live at Pit Inn in Tokyo, less than 1,000 made ever, Japan only, very cool. Ken McIntyre, some Don Cherry, some Cyril, we had that before, some of those Italian Horos, and that's about it for the rare Avant. Moving on to the still modern, but somewhat a little more accessible and a little more in my wheelhouse, I gotta admit. We have some wonderful Prestige Blue Note records. We'll start with some of the heavy hitters. Sonny Rollins, Moving Out, Prestige, with Thelonious Monk, Kenny Dorham, the original yellow NYC label, a little bit scratched, but still really wonderful to have. Covers in great condition. Lou Donaldson, Swingin' Soul, Blue Note, 1566. Original Wynton Kelly, Riverside, blue label, Deep Groove. And then we'll just flip through some more of the still pricey and wonderful, but quite as high stratospheric prices. Andrew Hill Compulsion, one of my favorite albums, love it. Some Miles, some Mal Waldron, John Coltrane, and Miles, of course, you recognize. Come through quite a bit, but always nice to see original pressings. Elvin Jones, quite a bit of John Coltrane coming through. Oh, another heavy hitter, Donald Byrd Fuego, original 47 West 63rd, Deep Groove, Blue Note. Some wonderful Wayne Shorter records. One of my faves, Africa Brass. George Russell in his more kind of modal phase. Horace Silver. Just a nice collection of stuff. Eric Dolphy, always a pleasure to see. Most of these are stereo pressings, but still original stereo pressings. My favorite, Lee Morgan, actually, right there. Just a really nice collection. The gentleman who sold this is a college music professor. He put it all on a hard drive. He's happy to get the records back. Hands of people who enjoy them. Oh, another heavy hitter, Ernie Henry, very rare. We barely see this. I think I saw one of these 5 years ago. Original press of that. If you too have put your records on hard drive and would like to sell them, of course, we're always interested. Another Patty Waters, not for the faint of heart, of course. Pharoah Sanders, one of my faves in the spiritual. So that's about it for the rares. We'll just quickly touch on some of the other Avant lower price ones. So I see we're very pressed for time. I was going to show you a whole lot more of the less expensive avant-garde jazz records we have here, but we're really short, so I'm just going to say there are hundreds of lesser price titles mixed in with this huge jazz selection. We are filled top and bottom. In fact, we are packed everywhere. You'll also see that our regular new arrivals are absolutely jammed, top and bottom. We've put out over 200 rock rares in the last week. We're also very excited to talk about So Percussion. We're having a rare in-store appearance on July 31st at 4 p.m. New York's preeminent percussion ensemble. Should be a lot of fun. We're also having a contest to give away a autographed Buddy Guy guitar strap. That drawing goes through Tuesday the 30th. So there's all sorts of stuff going on. We even have, actually, for those of you who haven't seen it, a new carpet. We're very excited here. Things are progressing nicely at Princeton Record Exchange in Princeton, New Jersey. We hope you have a chance to come by and shop our huge selection.